Matt Eberflus is a bitch, and we're going to prove it here on this week of Rational Football League Show.
I hate that guy.
And if that sounds like a pretty strong start to a video, I apologize. I'm not a fan of head coaches throwing their players under the bus for a mistake they made. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not the Bears fan. B, you are. You do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do. Should I just like me start throwing shit right now? What can I break?
Do you want me to grab you a soapbox so you can start preaching?
My God, man, I almost broke up my entire family last night. Oh man, that game was tough, dude. Dude, let's just say I went to bed at like 8 p.m. last night. That's how pissed off I was. I was just like, I told my fiance, I'm like, listen, I'm just going to go like lay down right now. Yeah, I hate Flus, man, and I don't even know where to. Dude, it's like a hurricane of stuff, bro. I don't even know where to even start with this.
Well, let's start with maybe then. Let me try to guide you because I was right there with you. I was watching it with my girlfriend, and she was obviously asking, "Oh, how the Bears do, whatever." And I was told, like, "Oh yeah, they locked this one up. Game's over, 15-12. They just got like 6 seconds left." And when she saw that play happen, she felt the heartbreak for you. So let's start first with the play before, right? That infamous 13-yard out, and Eberflus's response to it. What is your takeaway from that?
I hate how this man takes no accountability for anything. Okay, first he said live during the presser last night that the 13-yard play they ran to Scary Terry did not matter. He was like, yeah, 13 yards. It's the next play that matters the most. I think that was his exact quote. It does not matter, right? Dude, it does. This is what makes this thing so frustrating. It's football 101, dude. There was like 6 seconds left or something at that point. 6 seconds. Okay, They had no timeouts. Okay, no timeouts. They're on the 30 or 35 or something like that
30,
at that point.
35, I believe.
The 35 because they almost got to the 50 with that 15-yard or the 13-yard out, right? So they have no timeouts. If you just cover the sideline and make him throw in the middle, the game's over. Mm-hmm. The game's over at that point. You don't have to set up for the next play. The play's over. What does he do?
There's really nothing I can do.
There's not and Dan Quinn even said, that play before the Hail Mary made or break that entire sequence because you need those 13 yards to set up the Hail Mary. So with the guy, he even said that we have no timeouts. If we don't get that play, we have no more gas. The game's over.
Exactly.
So how are you a for-lifer football coach? This is all he does, man. This is all he does for his life. It's all he did for his life. He's 50-something years old. Football. How do you not know what that basic concept is? Oh, hey, if we just make him throw the ball in the middle of the field and don't let him run out of bounds, the game's over. The game's over.
And here's the concerning part about that answer from him to me as well is his counter to, I believe it was the next day or something like that, his counter to it was, well, if we had lined up in that formation, that picket fence formation on the sidelines at the 5, 10, 15 yards, whatever it is, they would have just run the Hail Mary then. It's like, well, first of all, no, they fucking win. That's not how that works. And second of all, even if they did, right? No one said you need to line up every DB on fucking 5 yards. You'd still go 5, 10, 15, and then you still have your 3 guys deep, at the heels on the 10-yard line. And then at that point, Jaden doesn't have the arm strength for. As we saw in the actual Hail Mary play, the ball got down at the 5. If it wasn't tipped up, it didn't even make the end zone. Take it 13 yards further, that ball was getting to the 15. I mean, that's just a horrible answer to see and say, oh, they would have just done the Hail Mary then. Yeah, and would have failed. What the? Dude, what do you mean?
When I heard him say that today and just double down on that poor ass decision, I literally screamed at my phone. I was like, good. Let him run the Hail Mary from the fucking 30. Let him run it from the 30. It's not going to make it to the end zone. I was losing my mind. I was like, this can't be real life. I feel like I got knocked out Sunday morning and I'm still asleep. God, I can't believe this man, who's an NFL head coach is saying this on live television. Oh, they would just ran a Hail Mary on the 35. Fucking good. Let them run it then. Or let them keep doing the lateral freaking down the field bullshit. You know, like, let them do that. Why would you let them get free almost 15 yards to set up the game-winning play? I just don't understand it. And then they have... Okay, so he kind of clarified this part. I'm kind of taking this a little bit further here. That TJ Edwards, I guess, was covering the back on that play. It was not a QB spot. Okay, what the fuck ever, dude. Why is he just standing there then? Like, add him to press. Like, why not just go? Like, or add another DB. Okay, let's talk about the whole DB stuff too. I've been thinking about this. Okay, why is Rome or Cole or your tallest defensive back named Terrell Smith not out there on the field, but you have every 5'10" DB out there for a Hail Mary play? You have every 5'10" DB on your active roster out there on that game, and you don't have anyone tall to box out people. Like, where's like the common sense at? Cole is 6'6". If you just tell him, dude, just stand in the back of the end zone, okay, either you are the person that block out someone, or you just stand back there and you wait for any tips. No one gets behind you. You just swat that shit down. He'll be like, yes, sir. I'm going right now. Rome, the same thing. No, we have Elijah Hicks, who's fucking 5'9", jumping up for a jump ball.
All right, hold on. We're not gonna start shitting on 5'9", 5'10" people here. All right? We're not gonna do that.
I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". If Coach Blood told me, hey, we want you to guard their 6'6" tight end on the end line, I would say, Coach, you're smoking something right now. What are you talking about? We need a timeout, okay?
Pull yourself, pull Anthony Richardson, tap yourself out.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not going to work. I'm calling timeout. Speaking of timeouts, no one in the press box told Flus that Tyreek Stevenson was having an aneurysm in the end zone talking to fans for like 5 seconds into the play. That did not happen. No one noticed him just like hanging out with the fans. Dude, I literally timed it. The ball was snapped. He didn't realize the play was going on for 4 seconds. He did not know the play was going on. He turned around. He immediately sprinted towards the ball and volleyballed that shit up in the air. This is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I'm still sleeping. I feel like I got knocked out Sunday morning at the damn store by someone, and I'm just like unconscious in a coma. I cannot believe this is NFL football. I just can't believe these people made it to the professional level. You have a coach who was like, yeah, you know, we didn't want to run a Hail Mary from like the 30, so we gave him 15 yards. And then also didn't send enough pressure to force a quick throw. Dude, I knew it. As soon as Jaden Daniels, you know, he went to like the right side first, and then he went back to the left. As soon as he went to the left, I was like, game fucking over. Like, there's no way this is ending well. He was back there for like 10 seconds. There's no way this is ending well. Okay, and then Tyreek Stevenson, like, dude, you play football your entire life. Everyone tells you to swat the ball down. He does the exact opposite. He tips it up to Noah Brown, who was his man in coverage. It was confirmed by Flus, who's also the bitch for cussing, or not cussing out, but just like throwing Tyreek Stevenson underneath the bus. He was like, yeah, you know, Noah Brown was, you know, Tyreek's man. So, so like, okay. So I don't know.
Good coaching then, buddy. Way to make sure he knew his assignment.
He made sure he knew his assignment. The coach knew it. They didn't want to take a timeout. And then you have guys openly coming out and saying, like, yeah, Flus is a freaking idiot.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question about that. Because, you know, obviously I was an offensive player. I was a receiver. You know, I know what we were coached to do. And you were coached that, you know, you stand behind, try to catch a tip. Or, you have a guy stand in front just in case it's bad. You try to catch it, run it in. Whatever it is. You played safety. You know, you're a defender. If Noah Brown was Tyreek Stevenson's guy, why was Stevenson lined up in the corner of the end zone and not just right in the middle in the back of the end zone?
I think I don't remember.
Is that a coaching point, or
I don't know if it's necessary, because he do want to get spread out like that, but I don't remember exactly what side Noah Brown started on, because he was on the trip side, and I say he was number one and that trip. But I guess you can kind of call it a bunch, but it's not really a bunch. It's just kind of
it's just the Hail Mary formation,
right? Then that kind of makes sense because Tyreek was in the back left, or I guess depending on what way you look at like the field. he was in the back left corner. If Noah Brown's in the number one, the trip formation, that kind of makes sense. But I don't know, dude. I honestly don't know. I guess after watching a bunch of podcasts today, I was still like coping. Elijah Hicks is supposed to be the savior, so he was the one that's supposed to knock down any tips up in the air, and he decided to be a fucking hero and got 5 inches off the ground and didn't get anywhere close to like the ball. So I don't know what he was doing there. I don't know what he was thinking, but he kind of fucked that play up too. And I just think this is a perfect example of the Chicago Bears the Eberflus led Chicago Bears. They just, you watch it and you're like, how did this happen last year against the Broncos? How do you blow a 21-point lead going the fourth quarter against the Denver Broncos? How do you blow a 12-point lead against the Lions with like 3.5 minutes left? I just don't get it. I think there's one more. Oh, wait, the Browns. How would you blow a 7-point lead with like 3 minutes left to the freaking Browns to lose the game? It's just that stuff. That's why I want him out, because they lost 10 in the last 21 games. They lost 10 of them. 4 of them have been when they had near 100% win probability. Near 100%. The game is tied. Like to yourself, you're watching with your girlfriend. 20 seconds left. The game should be over. The game should be wrapped up. It's done. No, not with the Bears. Nope. There's like, know what? How can we screw this up right now? Oh, buddy, I got a plan for you. And they just do it. And it's like, what are you guys doing? And here's the real kicker. No matter how miserable this franchise is, especially last season, they were still in a position to potentially make the playoffs. They finished with 7 wins, okay? If they don't blow those 3 near pretty much guaranteed games, they would finish with 10 wins. 10 wins and potentially make the playoffs. That is crazy. And that's exactly the reason why they will not fire Flus, because 1, they just never fire coaches during the middle of the year, so it's kind of whatever. But then 2, he's going to do enough with the snake oil self. He's going to do enough to make it another season. And I swear to God, if we don't he's going to do enough. Right? Because Ryan Poles married his man last year, or I guess going into this offseason, when we all knew we were drafting a quarterback, okay? And everyone was saying, if you want a clean slate, right, if you want to ruin that or end the cycle of the lame duck head coach with a young quarterback, and, lame duck head coach gets fired, you bring a new staff in, you screw up the young quarterback, you have to get a new head coach right now. Ryan Poles got on his knees. He said, nope, Matt Eberflus is my guy. I love this man. He got on his knees and he said, I love this man. He is my everything. And he married this man. He married this man. And he is now, because that was your chance. But to bring it in a new quarterback, a new staff, right? Nope. He said, we're gonna end this cycle. Flus will bring us there. Bro, he will not bring you there. He will put my fries in the bag. He is not going anywhere. He's not going to playoffs. He's not winning any meaningful games for the Chicago Bears. Mark that down. He would not, because he can't finish a basic game when he's winning. Like, how do you expect him to beat anyone good? I won't be surprised they go 0 for whatever in the freaking North this year, because he is the worst coach by a mile in his own division. And they expect this man to make deep playoff runs. I don't get what they are smoking in Hallis Hall. I don't understand.
Actually, I'm thinking about that. But I was sitting worrying. I was like, we might be teetering off to like an irrational take here. Worst coach in the division. Thinking about it, they have Dan Campbell. You have Kevin O'Connell and Matt LaFleur. You're right. He may actually be the worst head coach in the NFC North. It's not May. It's 100%. He's the worst. Well, no, it's not May. It's October. So
yeah, right. He is the worst head coach. We might have the worst staff in everything. I'm calling out the running backs coach. I'm calling out everyone. We might have the worst collective staff in the North, and I'm not even bullshitting right now. It's 100% true. Like, we have Shane Waldron, who had 2 weeks to prepare for Washington. What did they do for the first 6 drives? Tell me, what did the Bears do for the first 6 drives? They punted. How do you punt First 6 drop. How do you get shut out in the first half when you have 2 weeks to prepare? How are you running a fullback dive with a backup center with a game on the line? Yeah, dude, they have the worst. They might have top 5 worst staff in the whole NFL. You can put the Raiders up there. Like they are right there.
Antonio Pierce still exists. Let's calm down here.
Let's calm down. I'm getting it all over again.
Jared Mayo is still alive. He didn't die. Nick Sirianni's still here. Yeah, to your point, yes. The biggest problem with the Bears isn't so much the fundamentals, because the Bears do have a really good defense. Their offense has been steadily getting better. We've kind of talked about that a couple of times here on the show. But it's the situational awareness that's the problem. I believe that fullback dive was on like 1st and goal, 2nd and goal from the 1. Why are you overcomplicating it with a fullback dive with the backup center? Just quarterback sneak it in. Why are we trying to do too much here? Or example, situational awareness is not Hail Mary. Why do you have a linebacker manned up on the running back? What is the running back gonna do? I mean, let's take the worst situation, right? Worst situation, the running back leaks out, and for some reason, Jaden Daniels has an aneurysm. He has a stroke right there on the field, and decides to just pitch the ball to the running back. You still have like 7 guys down at the end zone that can make any tackle, and the game's over.
And so guess what? And guess what? Every skill in that example is running downfield.
Yeah, exactly.
So who's gonna fucking pitch it back?
So why? So why are you setting it up and why are you manning anyone up on the running back? Either tell him to go, bring another rusher, or put someone else at the goal line to make sure that the ball doesn't bounce over everyone's head and go right to another receiver. Something like that. It's the situational awareness that is the biggest detriment that's costing the Bears games. It's not a talent at this point. And the schemes are sound enough. Like, again, the Bears defense, legitimately top 10 unit, as a unit. The offense, we've kind of talked right now, we could probably conservatively put them top 20, but they're working their way up, still getting their feet with Caleb Williams. But again, it's the little situational moments that really have you scratching your head as a Bears fan, as an NFL fan, going, what the is going on here? And then instead of taking those moments and going, you're right, that's on me, I should have done this, I would have if I can go back and make something different, I would have handled this situation differently. It's the doubling down on it and then blaming players. Yeah, I did it right, I did it perfectly, I wouldn't change anything. And you know what? It was TJ Edwards' fault. It was Stevenson's fault. That's not head coaching material. That's a bitch move. It's a bitch move. It's an absolute horseshit Bush League move to sit here as a head coach, throw your players under the bus, and to take no accountability for what happened. Even if you had chopped it up and said, hey, we ran exactly what we wanted to run, and sometimes, miracles fucking happen. It's a statistical improbability, but miracles fucking happen. I can respect that more than saying, nope, it's Stevenson's fault, it's TJ Edwards' fault, and I wouldn't do anything differently. That's, get the fuck out of my building. Now, I'm not even a Bears fan. I would still say get the fuck out of my building. If Kyle Shanahan ever did that, I would say that's get the fuck out of my building. That's terrible, dude.
I don't know if it's like a feel thing or he just lacks just normal IQ for a normal person. I don't know what it is. Like, I just don't. I watch his pressers. I'm like, is everything on upstairs? Like, I just don't understand, right? Like, do you have EQ plus IQ? Like, do you have, like, I just don't understand. He's like, people are like, yeah, that was a really bad, like, whatever. He's like, nope, it was awesome. I fucking loved it. I'll fucking do it again. Dude, you do realize we lost because of it, right? Yeah, I'll do it 10 times out of 10. Like, dude, you're not there. You're not up there. I don't know what you're talking about. You have players openly coming. That's the one that, like, no one really said a whole lot players-wise. I'm talking about last year when they blew those 3 games they should have won. But the past 24 hours, players have been coming out and be like, yeah, we should have taken that time out. Or, like, hey, I would have pressed up on the receivers on that play where they got 13 yards leading up to the Hail Mary because of XYZ. Like, they're openly coming out and be like, yeah, this dude is an idiot. Like, this dude's dumb.
And you know what? I think a big reason because of that, and I don't know all the situations from last year, so this is going to have to unfortunately be my best guess, is that I think this time it's because he did actively throw players under the bus and say, no, everything was called perfectly. this guy fucked up. You know, he took advantage of that. I think for that, now it's the players defending other players against this head coach. So
I can see that, and I've heard that his message in the locker room after the game was not reading the room well. I guess he said some normal BS stuff, which again goes back to the whole EQ. Like, are you up there? Like, we just lost a game in devastating fashion. Like, are you here with us on planet Earth? Do you know what's going on? And yeah, but he's going to do enough this season to make it to next year, and it's going to be the same shit over again. He's a lame duck. What's the category between lame duck and like somewhat average? Like he's going to get up to that middle ground, and then the Bears can be like, well, like he's not awful, so we should probably just keep him because we want to keep everything the same for Caleb and all this stuff, and he's going to stick around another 3 years, and they're going to just suck forever, and that's the way it's going to be.